everybody, to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee, and this is me with Goth Tarot, my weekly look into the shadow side of life. I have my usual gaggle of cards set out, so we're going to get started. As always, I want to say that tarot card readings are for entertainment purposes only. I'm legally obliged to tell you that. We want you to think that the information we give you is something good to consider, good to compare to other information, but we are not medical, legal, or any other kind of expert authorities that would give advice. So sit back and enjoy. As I mentioned before, this is a gaggle of readings. I start off by reading for our general environment. I call that the dark design. I use the Murder of Crows Tarot. The Nine of Swords reversed. Kind of a dramatic look on the person's face there. Our dark design suggests we are in a period of healing, mostly mental anguish, maybe a feeling of isolation or destitution. We are coming out of a period, perhaps, of trying to be very low-key in life, and now we probably see the prospects of living again, moving forward. Various things we have worried about have now abated. And I don't feel I need to do what I call the dark design, the indicator cards of timings or experiential otherness here. So we're going to let that go. We're just going to move on and suggest that although this period is happening for us, this idea of moving away from, something a little bit harsh, there may still be something that haunts us, something that remains, something that is not necessarily evil or good. It's the dark shadows, as I call them, that are sticking around because maybe their presence can frighten you into behavior patterns that you should be trying to get rid of. So let's see what those dark shadows, those hauntings that remain with you, truly are. The dark shadows is the upright Two of Coins. You're trying to hold to a balance that maybe is not really serving you, but it haunts you because you feel you have to keep replicating this behavior. And it may be that you're trying to hold on to two or maybe more areas that you want to balance or control. But I think these are things you have to let have their own life. That maybe you're holding on to them is what the haunting effect is. That you can't realign with new things, new goals, new purposes, new relationships, whatever that could be. So now I'm going, and that was from the Ghost Tarot. The first card was from the Murder of Crows. So now I'm going to go to the Night Sun Tarot, And I'm looking for what I would consider the dark truth, the idea of what is a reality. We know what's going on right now. We know maybe what it is that haunts us that we need to leave behind, but it's still remaining. But what is our dark truth, our reality that maybe we now understand we have to accept? It's the reversed Nine of Cups. The reverse Nine of Cups. This could be saying the wish you've been wishing for, what you want, is not going to happen. Or even if it did, it really wouldn't be enough for you, or it really wouldn't be something you could really enjoy. There may be differing factors for every single one of us with this conundrum. But as a dark truth goes, having the reversed Nine of Cups says you won't and possibly should not get what you wish for, what you most desire. It could be that the wish really is not what you should be doing, that particular wish. What could it mean then? From the Night Sun Tarot, once again, what is the dark sacrifice? What are the sorrows you must bear or try to alter, change, give up so that you can actually have something better, a sacrifice? The Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and it's upright. So I'm thinking that a lot of what sorrows you is perhaps self-imposed. The Eight of Swords represents a person that maybe is allowing themselves to be contained or somehow holding back. To some degree, this could be using victimhood, and many people who identify as Goth do tend to feel that everything's always against them. But remember that no matter what that particular thing is for you, this card suggests you can get around that. If it's self-imposed restrictions on yourself, then you can unimpose them. And so what you are giving up is using this idea of not being able to do it, being blocked, being prevented. You need to give that up. You need to give up the sense that you can't do it, that you're powerless. And I know right now you're probably saying, well, that sucks. Almost had the wrong camera there. But that's the dark spiral. That's maybe the shit show that you're going through. And many of us lock ourselves in patterns. I sort of see that with that haunting that remains, that Two of Pentacles, the idea that we're always trying to achieve something that maybe we can't, that maybe we need to focus on different goals. But now what sucks, the dark spiral, is really going to address what it is that drains your energy, what it is that does more than haunt you, that literally is probably the strongest energy that's holding you back. Or not. Maybe it's something you can figure out and overcome. Maybe you can drive the stake back into the heart of this vampire. And I do use the Vampire's Tarot, if you didn't realize that already. So I'm not sure how promising this is. It's the Five of Swords reversed from that deck. Let's stick him over there a little bit. I think I'll put you over there. So the Five of Swords to me is kind of like that card that nobody wins. I often feel this is a desperate kind of battle thing where nobody really wins. Is that what it is then? The idea that your spiral is always, your sadness is always contained around the idea that you'll never achieve. And so despite what I'm telling you about how you have to work to relieve yourself of that attitude, that's really the biggest thing that's draining you, is this attitude that says you can't succeed, this attitude that says everyone else is hurting you, or that you're always everyone else's victim. You need to really drive a stake into the heart of that idea there. I mean, like I said, that's what sucks. That's the spiral that holds you back and drains you. You have to figure out how to change that. So perhaps what can finally help you is understanding what your dark gift is in this time. And I use the Crow's Magic Tarot for this. It's a little bit dark, but it's also a bit shamanistic. It's definitely magical. I want you to get this gift, to receive this gift, and begin turning your life around. O Goth people of the world. Well, ask and you shall receive, they say. I have pulled Strength, Major Arcana 11, Endurance and Fortitude. And you know, sometimes I forget that. Sometimes I think about how we apply strengths and what those different strengths are. For example, the strength of our heart, the strength of our compassion. But there's also a sense here of saying sometimes what our gift is just knowing we can endure this. We need to find the way to strengthen ourselves. And we do have to do this ourselves. We can't expect everybody else to be helping us. We have to help ourselves. All of us are in this. We can help a little bit, but ultimately it comes back to you, my dear Goth friends. You are the ones who really can make the biggest difference in your own lives. So that's what I have for Goth Tarot this week. I hope I wasn't too harsh with that.